Week 2, let's talk about Buffalo. I tried. What is up, Finn fans? Yes, it is week 2. Another divisional important. It's important to me. So an important game. I got Dan Mitchell on the channel. We're going to be chatting with him about the Buffalo Bills. We're going to be seeing how he feels about the Miami Dolphins. Got a lot of cool, good stuff that came out of that interview. So we're going to get to that. But before we jump into that, I got some news. Tonight, me and TD are going to be on Dan Mitchell's YouTube channel with him and another Buffalo Bills fan chatting about the game on Sunday. It's going to be a very, very interesting live stream, so be sure to check that out. Also, tomorrow at noon, I'm going to have TD on this channel, and we're going to be also talking about the Sunday game, maybe quarterback controversy, a bunch of cool things. So I thought I'd do a few cool things, the live stream and all that for you, because I won't be live Sunday, but next Thursday, this upcoming Thursday, when we take on the Jacksonville Jaguars, you know your boy's going to be live. But that's what I got for you today on the breaking news stuff about videos and stuff like that. But let's get into the conversation with Dan. So, pass Doug. What do you and Dan have to say? All right, guys, you could see last week I had my guy Patriot Global on here, and you know for a fact, you've seen him on the channel in the roundtable conversations. I got my guy Dan Mitchell here. Buffalo Bills. If you can't see the flag behind him, you got to get some glasses. How you doing, Dan?
Doug, I am doing fantastic. I certainly hope you are. I am really looking forward to our matchup this coming Sunday, my friend.
I'm sure you are, Dan. I'm sure you are, because we all know how you guys feel about that. So you guys put a whomping on the New York Jets. I don't care that this final score was 27-17. It should have been way higher. We all know it. The Jets are hands down the basement of this division. Just real quick, just to pick your brain, how did you feel about that game? And yeah, how'd you feel about that Jets game?
And so starting off, man, really like you just said, I really don't think that the score demonstrated how much the Buffalo Bills dominated that entire game. Right. Now, don't get me wrong. There were several things that I would have liked to see the Bills perform a bit better. I know that there was several points that were left on the field, especially talking about those two Josh Allen fumbles, and then that one perfect opportunity for another touchdown to John Brown, but then Josh Allen just ended up sending it to the moon instead. So there's definitely things to improve on. Overall, was very happy with the Buffalo Bills performance. I mean, as Bills fans, we have been clamoring and wanting to see a pass heavy attack for years and years and years. And we finally ended up seeing it during week 1. But regardless of that fact, there's still a lot of things that we need to improve on. And the mistakes that we made in week 1 are not going to fly, especially once we start going up against more formidable opponents.
Yeah, this whole division has a pretty tough schedule this year, going up against the AFC West. So you guys are coming down to Miami, taking on the Miami Dolphins. Yes, last week we put up an L because Fitzpatrick decided to throw 3 interceptions. Looking at this game against the Miami Dolphins, I want an honest answer out of you. Do you think the Buffalo Bills are going to be looking past the Miami Dolphins?
And so looking past them as far as underestimating them, or no?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I don't. Just because as far as the camp that Sean McDermott and Brandon Beane have put together is not to underestimate practically any opponent that we come across. Because last year, I'm not sure, I ended up putting out a video last year in 2019 before the Miami Dolphins matchup. And I titled the video, "The Buffalo Bills are about to embarrass the Miami Dolphins." And that bit me in the ass because the game was a hell of a lot closer than I anticipated. And I mean, we all know that the Dolphins play the Buffalo Bills very, very hard whenever they come out to the field specifically. I really like what the Dolphins have done with their secondary. In fact, I'm scared of their secondary, and to be honest with you. And as far as any Bills fans that might be watching this video, if you were excited about the heavy pass attack that occurred on week 1, that is not going to be the case. the Buffalo Bills are going to have an opposite game strategy going into week 2. It's going to be pound the rock between whether or not that it's Josh Allen and Devin Singletary and Zach Moss, because I am personally terrified of Josh Allen throwing into your secondary on week 2.
Yeah, the New England Patriots kind of took that. I guess they saw the additions that the Dolphins made, Byron Jones, drafted Noah Igbenogany, and they were like, screw it. Let's just run it at them. They did it a few times. They saw it was successful, and then they just continue to do it. Miami Dolphins have to go up against Josh Allen. Josh Allen history against the Miami Dolphins is very good. I think he had one loss, and that was the bad throw to Charles Clay that almost was caught for, the win. So Josh Allen had a few fumbles last week, and a lot of people are even talking about that. Hey, the Dolphins might try to take advantage of him fumbling. Do you see him working on that? Do you see him trying to, be more conservative with the ball? Because we all see Josh Allen is a very aggressive football player, and sometimes it works out for him, sometimes it bites him in the ass. So how do you see that playing out?
And so he sure is, man. So far he was interviewed today saying that he was practicing a lot on ball security in general. But as the great Mike Tyson always says, you always have a plan until you get punched in the face, right? So it's definitely going to be intriguing. A lot of Bills fans, this has actually been a trend throughout the Buffalo Bills community, saying that they don't want Josh Allen to run as often as he has been. But I am under the belief that running makes Josh Allen, right? And say, for example, that Josh Allen fumbles the ball once every now and again. I think the positives significantly outweigh, and so as far as the negatives are concerned. What's nice about it is the fact that Josh Allen has not fumbled against the Miami Dolphins throughout the entire year of 2019. He has not committed a single turnover from the Dolphins throughout the entire year of 2019. So I'm hoping that trend stays the entire way. Now, last week we ended up playing the Jets, and we all know that the Jets are in the basement of the AFC East, but one thing that they do well was being able to stop the run. So I'm confident that while I think Josh Allen is still going to sort of attack this game plan with his legs, he's still going to have his running backs at his disposal, because they're not going to be going up against the Jets run D anymore, and they're going to be going up against the Dolphins run D, who shared its struggles against the Patriots rate pass in week 1. So while I'm still sort of nervous about Josh Allen's ball security, I think that he has a bit more options when it comes to running the ball.
Yeah, man. And, it's so funny too, because when the Bills draft Josh Allen, I was like, man, it's whatever. It's another Rosen. It's another whatever. It's another JP Lossman. Like I just laughed it off. I'm like, it's the friggin' Bills, whatever. And now I'm like, God damn it. Tom Brady's out of here. And now the pain in my ass is Josh Allen, because the Miami Dolphins for the past 20 years can't stop a mobile quarterback if their life depended on it. And now we have to face 2 of them 4 times a year. Like, come on, man. But Buffalo heading down to Miami. It's going to be a hot one. I don't know if you believe in the heat having an effect on the Buffalo Bills. So what is your thoughts on the game? What is your prediction on the game? Very interested to hear what you have to say about that.
Yeah. And so believe it or not, I do see this being a low scoring game. I really don't see it being a blowout and right between each team. I do see the Bills coming out on top. I do see it being run heavy. I really, really do, especially since it's looking like Matt Milano is not going to be playing right during week 2. And that whole scenario where people were like, oh, and so the Bills really can't stop the run, they based that off of 1 or 2 games when Matt Milano was out in 2019, specifically the Eagles game, and there was one other game where running backs absolutely destroyed the Bills. And unfortunately, I think with Matt Milano being out and not being able to have that outside leverage that Milano provides, I think the Dolphins are going to actually gain a lot of traction and a lot of ground with the run game. I really think that it's going to be some old school football. And so I think it's just really going to boil down to who has the best run game. And in my opinion, I do see the Bills coming out on top with strong performances from Devin Singletary and Zach Moss.
Yeah, I'm hoping and praying that, Dolphins stop the run in some aspect. And like you said, make it a competitive game where if it's a 17-14 Dolphins loss, it's going to suck because I don't want to go 0-2, but I feel way better if it was like a 31-10 loss. Then I'm going to be pretty pissed off.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
But
And so
Dan,
worst case scenario, and so say that you guys lose, then that's just one step closer to Tua starting for you.
are you more, so let me ask you that. Would
Yeah.
you be more afraid of facing Tua or Fitzpatrick Sunday, being that you guys had Fitzpatrick for a good minute? Would you be more, obviously Fitzpatrick starting, but there is a
Yeah.
possibility, and it might be a small one, but there is a possibility that Fitz sucks in the first half and they throw Tua in the second half. Are you more afraid of Tua, or you're just like either or? I think this defense can handle it.
And so I'm more afraid of Fitzpatrick, to be honest with you, just because Sean McDermott's resume of terrorizing rookie quarterbacks has been very, very good. So I think that Sean McDermott would be able to like really like scare Tua and like make him see ghosts. And so rather, and as far as Fitzpatrick is concerned, he always plays the Bills tough, man. And he always wants to beat the Bills, especially since he used to play for the Bills. So, I mean, I am definitely a lot more intimidated by, and so Ryan Fitzpatrick right now than I am with Tua.
Yeah. I think this, in all honesty, looking at the future of this division, I think that it's between it. I said this before, and I'll say it again. It's between the Dolphins and the Bills, because the Patriots have Cam Newton. He'll be gone in a few years. We all see what Darnold's doing with the Jets. I think Tua coming up and Josh Allen is going to be another. I'm not comparing them to these two guys, but I think it's in the other aspect of a Marino Kelly decade of just throwing it all over the place. But
exactly. And so the Pats are about to get destroyed next week, and I cannot wait to watch every second of it.
We're all going to be rooting for Seattle hard next Sunday. Well, Sunday night. It's going to be fun.
Exactly.
But Dan, thank you so much for coming on, man. This isn't going to be the last time you're going to see Dan. Obviously, the Dolphins play the Bills again, and I'm going to have Dan on again because he gives some great insight. Dan, where can they find you besides here on YouTube?
Yeah, man, most definitely. And so y'all can follow me on Twitter or Instagram at Real Dan Mitchell. For Dolphins fans, say that you just want to talk some shit to me during the game, then feel free to follow me on Twitter, tweet me. That's where I'm most active. That's where it is. And so your boy Doug, and so he's about to be on my channel tomorrow night with TD Finns Talk and one more Bills YouTuber. We're sort of going to be doing like a round table, huge debate. It's going to be awesome. So be sure to tune into that.
Yes, sir. So thank you, Dan, for coming on, and I will see you Friday night.
My man. See ya.
It's a blast having Dan on the channel. Like I said, this isn't going to be the last time he's going to be on the channel when we face Buffalo Week 17. We never know what the situation's going to be going into that game. So I'm going to have Dan back on. It's just a blast to have him. But now that he talked about his stuff, he talked about the Buffalo Bills and how, you heard it. You heard it. Now it's my turn. Let's talk about these Miami Dolphins hosting the Buffalo Bills. It's going to be a hot one in Miami. I'm going to talk about the injury reports. I'm going to give you guys my 5 things that the Miami Dolphins have to do to beat the Buffalo Bills. Again, that is in no specific order. Then I'm going to give you guys my prediction. But before my prediction, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the battle and the matchup and all that stuff. But let's talk about the injury report. Pop it up. We see Clayton Fejedelem is on there, limited practice, but I think he'll be good to go. Jakeem Grant was actually taken off of the injury report, being yesterday, Thursday. Xavier Howard, Byron Jones, Devontae Parker, all practiced, kind of limited. I'm hearing Devontae Parker is doing much better, and it seems likely that he will be playing against the Buffalo Bills. We have Alandon Roberts on there, concussion. That's new to us. It's kind of something that popped up, so we'll see if he is good to go for Sunday's game. And Kyle Vano and Preston Williams, full practice, but they're probably just going through their thing, and they're on there. So that is the injury report. Buffalo Bills don't really have anyone on the injury report, anyone that is noticeable, kind of like how we have literally 5-6 starters on our injury report, but what are you going to do? But let's jump into the 5 things the Miami Dolphins have to do to beat the Buffalo Bills. Now, you might notice that my 5 things that the Dolphins need to do to beat the Buffalo Bills is kind of similar to what we had to do to beat the Patriots, because Josh Allen, Cam Newton, kind of similar quarterbacks. So let's just jump into this. Again, this list is in no specific order from most important to least important. It's just I sat there, I did my notes, I looked at film, and I just jotted down, well, this is what they need to do, and this is what, so no specific order. Don't be like, hey, well, you should have this higher. It doesn't matter. It's just on the list. So number 1 thing the Miami Dolphins need to do, You got to contain Josh Allen. I said it last week with Cam Newton. They didn't do it. Cam Newton scored 2 touchdowns, even though one of them he was technically out. Scored 2 touchdowns and made our lives a living hell. Got to contain Josh Allen in this one. You got to force him to pass on us, and you have to make him make mistakes. So I can't address how important this has to be to contain Josh Allen. And if you're containing Josh Allen, then my number 2 is we have to, for the love of God, I really don't want another long season where our defense can't stop the run. We have to stop the run. Force them to be one-dimensional. You saw the New York Jets did it. New York Jets had a very good run defense, a very, very bad pass defense. They don't got Jamal Adams anymore. So they stopped the run. They forced him to pass on us, but then that kind of shot him in the ass because they don't have any secondaries, corners, or anything like that. So we have to stop the run. I think our secondary is better than the Jets. Dan talked about how he actually is a little bit afraid of our secondary. Stop the run. Make Josh Allen beat us with his arm. Make him show that he worked on his accuracy and it's gotten better. Please, for the love of God, stop the run. The number 3 thing the Miami Dolphins need to do, and I said this last week, and like I said last week, I'm probably going to be saying it a lot throughout the season because you have no idea how important this is. No mistakes. Now, we were good on the penalty side of it. Yeah, we had the Jerome Baker penalty. We had a few penalties that kind of bit us in the ass, some non-calls. But again, that didn't cost us the game. What cost us the game was the interceptions, especially in certain areas where we were moving the ball and threw interceptions. Please, for the love of God, no mistakes. No mistakes. If you want to beat a good team, you have to play mistake-free football. No mistakes. The number 4 thing the Miami Dolphins have to do, and they started getting in a groove. They started doing this a little bit last week with Myles Gaskin. They need to run the ball. If you're going to put all your chips on one player, be Fitzpatrick, help the man out. You got to run the ball. You have to produce and let your defense get a breath and let your defense just rest for a little bit. So please, for the love of God, run the ball and do it well. I think this offensive line is going to do a little bit better, but again, I'll talk about it when I break down my picks and my score. And the last and final thing, I need these wide receivers to get a little bit more separation. With Devontae Parker going out of the game, that kind of hurt us because Devontae Parker kind of is the top receiver. Yes, Preston Williams is a nice number 2, but again, he's a number 2 because you saw once Parker went out, he kind of disappeared a little bit. We got to get separation. Jakeem Grant was seemingly the only one who's getting separation and helping Fitzpatrick out at all. So the Miami Dolphins wide receivers need to help out a little bit and get some separation. So that is my top 5 things that the Miami Dolphins have to do to beat the Buffalo Bills. Now, going into this game before the season even started, it was a game that I was like, whew, I always said to you guys, hey, we could beat anybody. We almost beat Buffalo in Buffalo if it wasn't for a bad Fitzpatrick pass that ended up being an interception. We were right there. We went into the half with a lead. So, anything could happen. And I still feel that way, and I still feel that anything could happen. But looking at the schedule, I thought New England was going to go a different way. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I thought New England was going to go a different way because of how we played them at the end of last year with an inferior team. But this Buffalo Bills game scares me. The Buffalo Bills team is the Buffalo Bills team. Do I think they're going to be good throughout the year? They need to prove me wrong because they're the Buffalo Bills team. But looking at it, you got, on the offense, you got wide receivers and John Brown, Stephon Diggs. You got the running back Singletary. You got Josh Allen. On defense, you got Tre'Davious White. You got Ed Oliver. You got Tremaine Edwards. You got Micah Hyde. So after everything I said with all of their defensive players, all the offensive players, I honestly think this is going to be an incredibly tough game for the Dolphins. It's going to be a hard-fought game for the Dolphins. Home, in that heat. I think it's going to be a close game, like Dan said. He doesn't think that it's going to be as bad as the Jets game. I don't think it's going to be as bad as the Jets game. I don't think it's going to be as bad as the Browns versus Ravens game. I think it's going to be a very, very close game, either like a 21-17, a 17-4. I think it's going to be a very close, good game. It's a hard game for me to pick because my heart is telling me to go with the Miami Dolphins. My heart and my love for this team is telling me to go for the Miami Dolphins, but the Bills are a team that's you don't take lightly. They're a good football team. They got a good defense. I named the players. They got a good offense. I named the players, but I can't. It's my heart. I love this team. I'm picking the Miami Dolphins to win this one. I'm picking a 17-14 victory. Miami Dolphins are winning this one. You might call me a homer, but hey, man, I just can't not pick my Dolphins in this one. I hope and pray that they look at the Cam Newton tape. They look at what they did last week. They make the adjustments. They make the improvements. And I hope that they watched what Josh Allen did to the Jets. Study that tape. I hope Fitzpatrick has a bounce-back game. He shows that those 3 interceptions were, hey, I had a bad day, and I'm picking the Dolphins to win 17-14. Call me a homer. I'm expecting you guys to call me a homer. I deserve it, because this is going to be a hard game. If the Dolphins win, it's going to be a hard-fought game, and they deserve the credit for the win. But be sure to comment below. I'm waiting to get called a homer, but I'll accept it. I'll accept it in this one. Be sure to comment below. I'm interested. What do you guys think? Who do you guys think is going to win, the Dolphins or the Bills? Bills fans, I know you guys are watching this, yes, and I know, again, for the 4th time, you calling me a homer. But hey, I love my team, and I'm picking them on this one. What do you guys think? What do you guys think that the Dolphins need to do to beat you guys? Be sure to comment below, and I'm going to get to one of you guys' comments of the day. And this comment comes from Justin. I asked you guys on Twitter. I said, hey, making my video, get at me. And he says, is there a certain game that if we don't win could be a very worrying sign of the rest of the season? Yes. I honestly think, the Patriot game, like I said, I honestly thought they were going to win it. It wasn't me just being a homer. I honestly thought they were going to win it, being how we played them week 17. We have a better roster. They kind of lost some players. Wrong on that one. This week is going to be, like I said, 1,000 times, hard-fought game, but I have to go with my Dolphins on this one. I honestly think they'll have a bounce-back week. The one game that you're asking, is there a certain game that if we don't win could be a very worrying sign? I'm saying Thursday's game against the Jacksonville Jaguars. They got rid of a lot of talent. And if the Dolphins can't come out and beat the Jacksonville Jaguars, I'm going to be worried. Now, yes, Gardner Minshew is doing his thing, and, they did win week 1, but that game and the Jets, if we can't beat the Jets, I'm worried. I am incredibly worried. Incredibly worried. But I didn't pick that game because by the time we get to that game, it's the middle of the season, so we kind of already know where we're at. If we can't beat Jacksonville, I'm going to be a little worried with the amount of talent that they lost. So I hope that answers your question. Yeah. I'm interested. What game do you guys think? What game do you guys think that if the Dolphins don't win is kind of a worry side for the rest of the season? I'm saying next week. I'm saying Jacksonville. So be sure to comment below. Let me know. But that's the video. Hope you guys enjoy it. If you guys enjoyed it, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Be sure to hit the thumbs up. We are less than 20 away from 15,000 subs. Once we hit 15,000, I'm going to do a giveaway for the shoes. I might do the giveaway Thursday on the Thursday night game against the Jacksonville Jaguars. So be sure to hit the subscribe button. Be sure to hit the thumbs up. Be sure to follow me on Twitter. This is where I got that comment from. This is where I post a ton of my stuff, and I'm very active there. Also, follow me on Instagram. I'm very close to 1,000, and I promise you, I'm going to post more on there. Check out Fan to Fan Network. It's a very, very good interactive website. 1, I'm the Miami Dolphins ambassador, so all my content is also over on there. 2, this Sunday, we will be live at 11 o'clock on twitch.tv/fan-to-fan network, breaking down the Sunday's games. They also go live before the Thursday and the Monday night games, and they have a YouTube channel. So be sure to check all that out. Also, check out the Fanatics. I recently partnered up with them. Be sure to check them out. They got a YouTube channel and all that stuff, so be sure to check out the Fanatics. But other than that, guys, I will see you tomorrow at noon live here with TD Fins Talk. And also be sure to go over Dan Mitchell's later tonight around probably like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. We're going to be live talking Dolphins football over there. But other than that, like usual, stay classy and fins up.